Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. I'm Donovin Darius, former 10-year NFL player. As you can see on the wall, international speaker, motivator, and performance coach. This morning, I want to give you guys an insight into the secrets of the mindset development. People, every week when I do these videos, every day, I'm always talking about mindset. Because when you think about it, it is the way that our mind is set. It is our attitude. Think of your life and the things that you have in your life are a mirror of your attitude, the way you look at your life. And so today I'm going to give you an insight, some secrets into how do I develop my mind? What are some of the things that I say to myself? What are some of the things that I do? So when you get up in the morning, you see I just finished working out. So one of the first things that I like to do is I like to get a workout in. So that means sometimes if you go to work early, you might have to get up a little bit earlier. The reason why I do that is because as you start to work out in the morning, you get the blood flowing. Okay, you start getting all the hormones going. You get that mindset, and you start to develop a mindset that I can do this, or you prepare yourself for your day. And so one of the first things I start to do in the morning is I wake up and I either get on a treadmill, I go to the gym, I may do something. Get this physical body going. Okay, get the physical body going so it can really, really help propel my mind. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take you as a sneak peek. If you ever did on the motivational forum that I do, you'll see that I have writings and stuff on the wall, and I have those things up there because we have to be able to see this stuff. You have to be constantly reminded of those things that you believe. You got to be reminded of those things that you're hoping to believe, that you're developing inside of yourself. And because we think in pictures, it's very important for us to see these things. And so I have a list of things which I call mindset development, okay, on my wall here. All right, these are different, these are ideas, these are different things that I'm working through, projects that I'm working on. So you'll kind of see, this is what it looks like in my office. And these are the things that I work from, okay, just so I can be constantly developing. And so you may have a system of your own, but again, today I'm giving you an inside look. But I'm gonna go through some of the things that I have in terms of mindset development. And then I'm gonna share a little bit about it. And these are things that when embraced, when meditated on, okay, they get a chance to produce that mind that you need plus the actions that follow. Remember, nothing happens without actions. So the greatest overcomer of doubt, insecurity, fear is action. So just me saying it ain't gonna do it. I gotta put the action next to it. So I'm gonna kind of go down what it says. Okay, so here it is. And these are kind of like affirmations. These are confirmations. These things that I truly, really believe about myself. Okay, but things that have to be constantly thought about, remembered, and processed on the inside. So the first thing it says, I am prosperous. Next one, I love people and I use money. Therefore, I have an abundance. I say that because I believe I love people. That when I wake up, I'm driven by the opportunity to love people, to inspire people, to motivate people, to help them get to their next level. That's why I do these videos. That's why I ask you to share these. That's why I ask you to subscribe, because I love people and I use money. And so therefore, money is an answer of all things. That means if you have money, you have choices, you have options, you can do different things. And so because I love people versus loving the money, then the money is going to follow because I love people. And so I say that to myself so I can put myself in the right perspective. Before I walk out that door when I wake up, what am I focusing on today? Am I focused on the money I'm going to get, or am I focused on how I'm going to serve people? Now here's the secret. When you focus on how you're going to serve people, doesn't mean that you're a slave to people. It just means that I'm thinking, using my talents, my gifts, my efforts, my resources to develop, to be creative, to help create solutions to problems and challenges that people have. So when I do that, whether it's a book, whether it's a forum, whether it's a module, whether it's an invention, whatever it is, I love people and I use the money. Next thing it says, I'm worth a minimum of $5 million a year. I say that to myself. Most times, do you understand that we may think about ourselves in a lower value of ourselves? And the reason why I say that, when I say I am worth a minimum of $5 million a year, here's why I say that. Because when I played for the Jaguars, there was one year I had, when I was with the Jaguars, my last year, that I made $5 million just in 1 year. So my mindset says that I can put forth the effort, I can put forth the energy, and I can add service to something or someone where I know that at minimum, because I already made it, I can make that. And that is part of my financial value. So it doesn't mean that that's all I can make. It means that I can make a minimum. Why? I already did it before. And so I put that up there to remind me that in a new business, whenever you're starting a new chapter of your life, and you may have to feel like you're starting at the bottom, and sometimes it can be discouraging because you're looking at this large vision that you have. You're like, well, how am I going to get there? Because I'm way down here. But once you set in your mind, man, this is the minimum of what I'm worth, then you're setting in yourself an attraction towards that number and towards that level, okay? The next one says, I say, all knowledge and wisdom is available to me right now. All knowledge and wisdom is available to me right now. The biggest enemy in life is not the devil. It ain't Satan. It ain't the man. It ain't nobody. The biggest enemy in life to you and your goals is your ignorance, the level or the state of you not knowing. But once you become aware of something, you see all the information. People knew how to fly to the moon 3,000 years ago, okay? Meaning the knowledge was there, but people wasn't aware of it yet. So whatever it is that you're trying to do, whatever problem you're trying to solve, whatever thing challenge you're trying to overcome, the knowledge and information is there. You may not be aware of it now. So when I declare that all knowledge, all wisdom is available to me right now, what do? I'm putting myself in a state of positive and confidence that although I don't know it now, it's not being held from me. Nobody's holding it from me. Nobody's holding me back. I just got to put myself in the right position, keep walking forward, continue to network, continue to talk to the right people, continue to ask questions, and then I'll be made aware to the knowledge and information that I need, that is available to me right now. Next thing, I say, I am receiving the wealth and health that makes me prosperous. I am now receiving the wealth and health that makes me prosperous. You say, wait a minute, Donovan, I don't have it in my hand right yet. Well, think about the law of gender. The law of gender says this: when I put a seed into the ground, that seed, when it gets into the ground, it has certain phases that it goes through. There's a gestation phase where it gets a chance to really connect, a germination phase where it gets a chance to spread out. And all this stuff happens before you ever see anything sprout up. And so the law of gender basically says that after it goes through these phases, then we'll start to see it sprout up, then we'll see the physical manifestation of it. But before then, it's still growing. Once I put that seed in there, once I put that ideal in there, and I water it, I put sun on it, I give it light, and I give it patience, and I keep doing the things that I need to do, then it grows. So when I say I am receiving right now the wealth and the health that makes me prosperous, God says in his word about all creation, it says, listen, I wish that you prosper, even as your soul prospers, even as your mind, your will, and your emotions prosper. So it's already set up for you. So all I'm doing now is, I'm not saying I'm working for my wealth and health. No, I'm receiving it now because it belongs to me. And as I'm receiving, I'm walking this thing out. So at the end of the day, you can understand that you have to be receiving that. And so I set my mind to say, listen, I'm now receiving it, therefore it's mine, and therefore I'm walking into it. The next thing I say, the more money I receive, the more money I give away. I just believe that, and I just know that money is a currency, just like the river is flowing. It's meant to move. It's not meant to be stuck. So if in your life you feel like, man, I'm getting stuck with finances, okay, and I need to receive more money. I need to receive more money. Well, guess what? Give more away. Give more away. The Dead Sea is called the Dead Sea for what? Because it receives, but it doesn't give out. You got to give. You have to give. It's one of the biggest hindrances of most people, the roadblock, because they don't want to give. They think if I hold on to something, then it's going to be mine. But what happens if you hold on to something? I can't receive anything else. So the more you give, the law of receiving says this: you will get in life up to the level and amount that you give away. So when I'm thinking about money and currency, it's flowing and flowing. Now, I'm not saying be unwise and just don't have a strategic plan. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is have the heart and the mind of a giver. And that's why I say the more money I receive is the more money I give away. Because it's a currency. It's a currency. And then even in the Word of God, it says this. God says, I give seed to the sower. What's the use of having seed if you're not going to plant it? What's the use of having health and wealth and resources if you're not going to put it where it needs to be? And so are you in a situation right now where you feel stuck? Where you feel like you're looking around and your life looks like a Dead Sea? Well, if that's the case, again, don't fret, just start giving. Give it your time, give it your energy, give some things away, give it some money. Like, well, this is all I have. I understand that. If it ain't enough to fix your problem, give it away. Give it away. It does more for your heart and your mind than you can even imagine, okay? Next thing it says, money is a tool that I use and not that I work for. Money works for me. Money is a tool that I use, not something that I work for. Money works for me. It goes back to what I was just saying. Money is a tool. It's just a tool. It's a tool. It opens up doors. It gets some things done. I don't work for it. I don't work for it. What I work for in life, I work to express myself more, okay? Whether through videos, through talking, through communication, through help, through service. And I look to expand. I look to go see different places. I get a chance to explore different things, be known for doing different things. I always say this in life. Remember this. You can never be known for something that you never did. So what is that dream you have? What is that goal that you have? Where's that place you want to go? What is that book you want to read? What is that thing you want to do? What is that chapter? What is that project? What's that business you want to own? What is that vacation? You can never be known for what you never do. Okay? And so when I think about this, I don't work for the money. The money works for me. So money is working to bring these things to pass for me. Because money is a tool that I have, not something that I'm working for. All right? Hope that makes sense. All right, next one said, I have an infinite amount of creative power at my disposal. I have an infinite amount of creative power at my disposal. How many people out there say, like, man, I'm just stuck. Everybody else over there got all the imagination. They got all the ideas. I'm just stuck. But what I'm here to tell you is I have an infinite, that means there is no limitations to it. Amount of creative power at my disposal. That means that in the moment of just having a pen and having a piece of paper and taking some unsolicited and undivided time and focusing on where I want to go, I can plan out something. I can plan out the detail of it. The hardest thing in life to do is sometimes not the thing that you're doing, but the planning out of how you get there. And so if you feel that depredation inside of you or that hesitation, like, man, I just don't want to plan. It's just, thinking just takes time and thinking is hard. Well, if that's how you feel, then you're at the right place. You're at the right place to receive the infinite power, creative power, and ability that you need. All you got to do now is start to spend time with it and write it down, research it, Google it, read a book on it, talk to somebody that knows the information about it. Because when you walk around with the mindset that I have an infinite amount of creative power around me, do you understand how that empowers you? You say, well, Donovan, I don't see it yet, because we walk by faith. With faith not being a religious term, but it's just meaning a knowing, a confidence, a trust. The manufacturer of every car that you drove to work in this morning, or that you're going to drive and work later, they have faith in that car. They trust, believe, and know that the manufacturer, the people that put it together right to get you where you need to go. Well, I'm here to tell you today that you was put together right. You have everything that you need on the inside of you. But what do we most do in life? We neglect those things that don't cost us anything. You say, what do you mean, Donovan? Think about it. Our greatest gifts that we have, our mind. The mind that we were given freely. We don't pay anything for that. We didn't pay anything for it. But we have it. And, and because we don't have it, because we have it and we didn't pay anything for it, a lot of times people neglect it. Think about our body. You didn't pay anything for your body. But because we didn't have to pay for the body, a lot of times we neglect the body. Think about it. Your vision, the vision that you have, your imagination, your creative power, your reasoning skills. You didn't pay anything for that. You were given it to it. It was gifts. But what do? We neglect those things that were given to us freely. But then we want to put a lot of attention in those things that we had actually paid for. What do you mean? Well, I got a car, I got a house, I got shoes, I got clothes, I got different things. And we put all our focus on these things. And these things are meant to come and these things are meant to go. But the things and abilities and the powers and the organs and the different attributes that we have that we didn't pay for, we neglect the greatest gift. Think about this. Somebody gave you a gift for Christmas or a gift for your birthday. How would they feel? How do you think they'll feel if you look to everybody else that gave you a gift and never really appreciated what they gave you? And so I'm here to encourage you today. Your mind is one of the greatest gifts that you have, the greatest power and influence and force that you have. You got to get your mind right. These secrets that I'm sharing about, these are things that I actually wrote in my book. That book, Next Level Motivation. Over here. Yeah. These are things that I wrote in the book for you to understand. And I understand what it's like. I understand what it's like when, you know, your mind has seen certain things and you feel like you have limitations on your mind because of what you've seen, because of what you've experienced. But I'm here to tell you again that you are meant to soar. You're meant to overcome everything. And so again, we talk about, and here it talks in chapter, chapter 6. Chapter 6 in this book. Remember, this book can be found on Amazon, Next Level Motivation, Principles of Living Life to the Fullness. Here's chapter 6, and here's a little bit, I'm gonna just read it. The power is in you. It says, believe in yourself. No one has ever accomplished something great in life without first believing that they could do it. I found that one of the biggest hindrances to people accomplishing their dreams is that they don't believe in themselves. And I get it. It's a natural thing to doubt. I wrote this book to encourage you and help you understand the truth of who you are and what you're capable of doing. If you've ever doubted yourself and your abilities, please know that you're not alone. Everyone faces it at some point in their lives. What separates those those that stand paralyzed in fear and those that overcome great challenges has everything to do with what they believe about themselves. And so again, if you need work on your mind, we all do. We all do. I recommend you get this book. Get this book, buy several of them for Christmas, give them away as Christmas gifts, because I would love to pour into you, pour into other people, the mindset, the thoughts, the action, those things that we need to go to the next level. Because at the end of the day, the beginning of the day, and all throughout the day, your mind, okay, your life, your environment is just a mirror image and reflection of what you have here. And so again, I'm gonna read the last one, you guys. Remember, like I said, you can pick this up on Amazon, okay, today, Next Level Motivation, Principles for Living Life to the Fullness, okay, from there. I have several here, and I'll do a part 2 to this, man. We are running out of time. We'll do a part 2 to this, so that way I can finish the other half of it. But here's something else that says, here you go. I accomplish things in a reduced amount of time because God's grace is dwelling in and around me. It says, I accomplish things in a reduced amount of time because God's grace is dwelling in and around me. What do I mean by that? That means that things can take a certain amount of time, but I believe in my heart, I'm going to accomplish these things. I'm going to be productive. I'm not just going to be punching a time clock. I'm going to focus on the productivity. And that means that I'm going to finish. Production has everything to do with finish. I'm going to finish things in a reduced amount of time than it normally could take. Why? Because the grace of God, that means the gift, something I couldn't earn, is surrounding me. How would you feel knowing when you walked outside that there's favor all around you? How would you feel knowing that you are attraction, you're a magnet for goodness and for people wanting to help you out? How would you feel and what would you do and what would you accomplish if you really thought and believed that wherever you go, people are trying to help you and that things are working out for you? Well, if that's how your mindset is, and if that's how you're feeling and that's how you're thinking, then that line right there applies to you, where it says, I accomplish things in a very reduced amount of time. Why? Because God's grace is dwelling in me and it's all around me. So when I walk out this door, or I sit in this office, or I write things down, or I get on the phone, or I do anything, I believe that I want to get this thing done in a reduced amount of time. Because a gift, God's grace, think about God's grace being a magnet, as a magnet. Is dwelling in me. That means I'm attracting those things that I need, and it's all around me, and I'm being attracted to those things that I need. So therefore, if I'm being attracted, you ever hold two magnets together, once they get closer, boom, then they pick up the speed of attraction. The same thing for you. If you know that you're being protected, if you know that you're surrounded, and on the inside lives inside of you, a grace, attraction, a magnet of things and people helping you, supporting you, then I guarantee you also will experience that. All right, so listen, man, this is part 1. I'm gonna do a part 2. Hey, listen, if you guys like these videos, okay, definitely go ahead and like it, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channels, okay, so that you can constantly get these videos, get the notifications. Don't be left out. You never know what message you may need. And then also share these things. Make sure you share them, because somebody needs to get their mind right today, okay? I had to get mine right, and then you gotta get yours right. We all gotta do it. Let's do it together.